Joe, Sophia Soda with the Nerds of Color, and I am a really big fan of both of you. Thank you for taking
Oh,
the time.
thank you. Thank you for saying that.
That's sweet to hear. Appreciate that. Thank you.
An amazing job on this film, which was no
Thank
simple.
you.
You have the thriller and the action genres in full play here. What do you both enjoy about mixing those two, whether it's when you're making a film or when you're actually watching a film?
Well, genre is stood the test of time because it's so compulsively watchable. And I remember Kevin Feige said this when we're working on Winter Soldier. He goes, "Isn't it great? You know, we can make a superhero movie disguised as an action thriller." And I thought, you're right. If we combine different elements together, you can get an audience to appreciate different kinds of stories. We love these kinds of movies growing up. We were film fans growing up. That's why we make movies. We want to replicate the feelings that we had in a movie theater watching movies like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. We want to give that back to an audience. This is and the Gray Man is a very current, he's a very modern character who's struggling with very modern issues.
The cast is absolutely phenomenal. I don't need to tell you that, but everyone does such a great job on this film. I was curious for each of you, which aspects of either the individual characters or the dynamics and the pairings were you most excited to see sort of brought to life on that set and brought to life on the film?
Well, so many, look, Joe and I have always been big fans of ensemble storytelling. You can go back to our earliest work and see that we love ensembles, and it's a very consistent thing through our work. We love actors. So we were incredibly fortunate to have a cast like this on this movie. And it's literally every single person is there for a specific reason because of how they combine with the other members of the cast. I would have to start with the sort of two most prominent members of the cast in this film, which would be Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. Those characters, are on a collision course with one another through the entire film. And the entire movie is kind of structured around that. And they were able, both of those actors were able to embody real opposites. Like those characters were designed as complete opposites of one another. And because those actors were able to sort of fulfill that concept so well, their conflict ends up becoming extremely exciting. Ana de Armas, on the other hand, enters that dynamic between the two of them in a way where she's not sure who to trust. She doesn't know if she should trust the Ryan Gosling character, who's starting to develop a conflict with the CIA administration, or if she should stick to her job and trust the CIA. So she's stuck between these whole two dynamics, and she has to decide. And that dynamic is basically represented for her by the conflict between Regé-Jean Page and Ryan Gosling. So she's basically bouncing between those two characters and her dynamic. And you can kind of trace the whole cast. There's all kinds of weird connections and conflicts at play.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so many great action sequences. I was just curious, which were you most excited to see play out on screen after the filmmaking process?
Well, that Prague sequence was really intense and difficult to make, and really extended sequence, and took, almost a year to plan. Thousands of people were involved in the execution of it. We shot it over about a 6-week period. It was really exhaustive. It was hot in the middle of summer. So we're just, happy to see that come together in an exciting way on film.
Yeah, I will say too, that sequence took us the longest to edit. It took us many, many months to really finally get the proper edit for that sequence because it's so complicated.
It came out amazing. Thank you both so much again. Congrats on
you.
the film.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Really sweet. Appreciate it.
In the lectures, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.